Hi, it's John Garrett, doing a video. I haven't done one in a while, but yeah, I'm indoors at the moment, even though it's a nice, lovely day. But my van is broken, and I noticed a couple of the English guys are doing videos, and people in Ireland and stuff. But I also noticed that the American market is a bit different to our market, as you all like to bid, and we do an hourly rate. So today I'm going to talk about hourly rates and also minimum charge, and how I make a little bit more profit on smaller jobs than the bigger jobs. Even though the bigger jobs they do bring in money and stuff. But obviously the ones in America that bid all the time, they make loads of profit on each job and stuff, and it's quite hard when we're in a competitive market and trying to have competitive rates, hourly rates, and trying to make money. So I've got this whiteboard here, and I'm just gonna flip the camera around and start showing you how I make some money. In fact, I made some the other day with 2 jobs that only took me half an hour each, so I'm going to show you that. Okay, this might be a little bit shaky, but so say that you're in England and you're doing an hourly rate. I'm not going to put the right price, and I don't want anybody to follow the rate. It's wrong. It's not how much I charge, and it probably won't be how much you need to charge. But you know, you can work out in your area what equipment you've got is what reasonable charge you can do. So let's say you do £15 per hour. Right. So you need a minimum charge. So let's say you do 20 as your minimum. You know what? I can't even spell it. I'm heavily dyslexic. So just put minimum charge like that. Right. So say you got a house. Here. A little house with a little garden. And then you got a little house here with a little garden. Let's say, call them 30-minute lawns. Okay. And you've also got a house here with a little garden. Right. And you've parked up on the road. Here's the road, blah blah blah. You got your van there. So you do all of these, and it takes you an hour and a half. Now, all of these are on your minimum charge. So you've actually made 20, 40, 60. So you made 60 quid in an hour and a half. Yeah, but your hourly wage, your rate is only 15 per hour, which if you did that, you know, you're looking at less than 25 quid, right? So yeah, minimum charge, even if you only have one, and this is how I did it, I only had one doing it on a minimum charge, and it only took me 30 minutes. It only takes me 10 minutes to get to another job. And yeah, but the other day I did get over here as well, right across the road, and you know what, I've seen people looking. I'm going to try and get next door. And then if you've got whole estates, you know, that's where you can win it. But a lot of people do a minimum charge, and a lot of people are competitive. And if you tend to have 4, you know, or let's say you have another house. Let's say you had the street and you had all 4, right? So, and it took you 2 hours, which is meant to be, right? If you did 2 hours worth of work at someone's house, it would be 30. Oh, no, sorry. So let's say you did So 2 hours is 30, but actually you've made 20, 40, 60, 80. You've made 80 in them space because you have the street. Then what you do is you give them street discount, right? So no one else is going to come in because they've got a minimum charge, which is probably the same as yours, which most people in my area tend to have the same minimum charge. So what you do is you knock it down a peg, and for your minimum charge for that street, only because you do all of them, and you let them know that you do all of them. Let's say, yeah, you do it at your normal one. You do it at 15. Like you've still made still made 60 quid in 2 hours, which is still double your thing. I know cameras all over the place, but you get the drift. So yeah, I've cleaned up that mess now. And yeah, basically, you can't be too greedy, but definitely, if you have, if you just look at the 15 pound per hour, 2 hours of your time at that rate is 30. Yeah, but yeah, you could do 4 at a minimum charge of 20, and it'd take you half an hour for each one. And yeah, you've basically made £80 compared to £30 in the space of the same thing. Bear in mind they only take half an hour, these little smaller jobs. That's a good way of making a little bit more money than what you'd make. Obviously, these are wrong. That's not what I charge per hour. I don't know whether you charge that or not, but you've got to work out how much. You've got to include a little bit of profit in your hourly rate, naturally anyway, but you should always have a minimum charge. And if they ask why, you know what, woman, I'll flip this over. No, if they ask why you have a minimum charge, you just basically say that the time it takes to get to a job for the space of half an hour, 20 minutes, you can't charge them half your hourly rate. It just wouldn't work. And sometimes an hour, just going somewhere for an hour, say you are worth £15 or whatever, isn't worth it. You either want them to be at least 2 hours, so you're there and you're not driving around too much, or you set it as a minimum charge and sort of do it. If you're thinking about doing a minimum charge, some people do it at a minimum of 2 hours as their minimum charge, and some people do an hour and a half, which is what I do. And personally, you'll get more jobs doing it at an hour and a half, especially if you're getting these half an hour jobs, than what it would, if you set it at 2. Just, don't be too greedy with it. The world works on profit. We've all got to make it, but if you're too greedy, it'll shoot yourself in the foot, sort of thing. I have seen people, and they've had their hourly rate way too high, higher than everyone else's, and then had a minimum charge of 3 hours as well. I mean, they soon went downhill. I mean, I see it all the time, people making mistakes, and now I've learned the hard way on stuff, and I'm lucky to have knowledge, and especially seeing people online, like shout out to Stan, Kinetic, and Keith, and Geek to Freak. I've had them sort of, just their videos. I've learned so much from them, but also I've learned from my own mistakes as well, going along. And luckily enough, it hasn't drove me under, but most people, they do these mistakes, and it costs them their business. So hopefully this video has helped you, and especially the ones in England that are that are in the same boat as me with the hourly hourly rate, and well, we can bid on some. Bidding's not out of the question, but it is mainly an hourly rate. UK lawn care guy, big shout out to you. And that nice van, I like it. But yeah, yeah, it is hard in different areas, and people have got to bear in mind different areas. That's why I didn't put my hourly rate on. I didn't want to show people what I charge, and I don't want them to, it's not the case of copying, more like it's just a case of them being in completely different situation, and it would cost them their business. But yeah, thanks for watching.